Hello, and good morning, and welcome to the Holistic Witch's Cottage. My name is Melissa, and I am the Holistic Witch, and I am coming to you from the mountains of central Pennsylvania on a very chilly morning. So this morning I am bundled up under the blankets, wearing cozy socks and still in my jammies. In my brown stoneware cup, I have plain dark roast coffee with a splash of, I think it's fat-free milk, and I was going to toss some rosemary into that, and I forgot, so I might do that before the end of the podcast. So what's going on out in the world? Since the last time I did the podcast, my family and I attended a few vendor events. We went to a witchy event, which was heavily broadcasted as a witch event, which turned out to be more like a vendor fair. So that was a little disappointing. But then we also stopped at a fall fest and fun run, which was awesome and cool and had many varieties of artists, creators, and a tiny bit of witchy stuff. And so that was cool. So in my part of the world, this time of year, a lot of these vendor fairs are popping up. So if you can go out and support communities, support witchy communities, support creator community and artist community, that would be awesome, because that's what I'm about. That's what I'm about on social media, and that's what I'm about here. Building community because we're stronger together. So I guess that just leads me into tomorrow. I'm recording on Friday, October 17th. Tomorrow is October 18th, and it is another scheduled No Kings peaceful protest day throughout the United States. Now, my family and I, we will not be attending one because there is one at the county seat, which is about 30 minutes from us, but those are notoriously very poorly attended, and they just sit outside of the courthouse, and basically people drive by in big trucks and threaten them. And I don't have any need to go out and put my family at risk in that environment. So, like, if you go on the websites that say if you're going to attend these types of events, try to stay in large numbers. They give a whole list of things to do to keep yourself safe out there. Being out there with like 6 other people doesn't feel extremely safe to me. I did print out some things to put in my windows. That seems to be how I protest. I wear weird hats, weird t-shirts, and sometimes hang weird things in the windows. That's my rural cottage witch form of protesting. Somebody asked me, like, why would you even bother? Like, what are you even protesting? I really don't want to get too political here on the podcast, but there are things that are happening out in the country right now that concern me. In regards to immigration, of course, immigration's very important, and if there are illegal criminals in this country, I feel that due process should be followed to remove those people from the country, or at least have them in the appropriate detention type places. If that makes me a bad guy to say that, I'm sorry. I am truly in favor of that scary criminals being moved to the appropriate places with due process. I guess that's what it comes down to for me, is just the due process of the law. Some of the stories and things I've seen on social media are outright frightening. So I just don't want things to go in a negative nightmare scheme of things. Let's just put it that way. Now, there is a dude, I don't know if I could get in trouble for saying his name, so I'll just talk a little bit about it. There is a dude that my son and I follow on social media. His name is Robbie. He dresses up in animal costumes, not like those inflatables like you're seeing in Portland, but he dresses in like these cheap, yeah, they're cheap looking at least, weird animal costumes with thongs and stuff. And he does parodies of popular songs, basically to agitate people. I think he's a funny guy, if not the best singer. I think he's a funny guy. He was detained in Portland this week. Seeing the videos of them shooting pepper balls at him. Well, I knew it was going to happen at some point. I mean, I totally support peaceful protest, but if you go out there to protest, there is a chance something can happen. So I guess that's where I'll just go, the direction I'll go with this. If you're going out to peacefully protest, it doesn't matter how peaceful you're being. If you're dressed like a unicorn at a dance party, there is a chance that someone on the other side may not be reacting as peacefully as your intention. So for anyone that's going out there tomorrow, just sending love and light and protection, that you will be okay and make it home safely without anything happening. Otherwise, out in the world, seeing so much negativity on social media too. I got removed from a few groups where I normally felt pretty welcome, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. But my goal is always to build community, and I will continue doing that. It's a little harder here to go out and do things during the winter. Things get pretty rough here during the winter in this part of the world. But wherever you are, if you have those opportunities to support artists, creators, and go to cool events, just do that. Support each other, because that's what it's all about. Whether you identify as a witch or identify as something else, just, if you can, just go out. And I don't mean financially support. I mean, that's great if you can buy stuff. Most of us can't afford to buy stuff from every vendor that's out there. But even if you just go out and bring your positivity, a kind word, and a smile, that makes what we do worth so much more. That's like kind of my payment. The smiles, the emojis, the thank yous, that's my payment. I don't make any money doing this. I just do it because I feel like it's important to go out there and help people in the world. So, like I said, it's rather cold today, and it is autumn, so it's a time of year that I start doing simmer pots in my house. So I decided to talk a little bit about simmer pots today because people seem to be confused about that in a way. So I'm a very simple simmer pot maker. I start with a pot with water in it, and then I add whatever I want to meet the intention that I want of the day. Now, I just bumped my headset. I apologize for that. I'm not sure how that'll affect the sound quality. I have asthma, so my simmer pots are often designed to meet my medical needs as well as my spiritual needs. And I only use herbs or, how do I want to say it? I use food product, but usually the scraps. I've seen beautiful pictures on Pinterest. I've upset people in the past talking about this. I do not promote food waste. So if your simmer pot recipe calls for like 12 brand new beautiful apples and 12 new oranges, I'd much rather eat those. I'd rather feed those to my family than just put those in a pot where they're just going to simmer for 3 to 6 hours and then just probably end up in my compost. So I use apple peels, orange peels, or things in the fridge that are starting to turn that that I'm not going to serve on a plate. So I do it a little differently than other people do. I also generally stay away from using essential oils in the house because Momo the Wonder Dog has had reactions to being out in places where oils and diffusers are used in the past. So I have some here in the bottles and I use them out and about outside, but I generally don't use them in the house. So if you have pets and fur babies and feather babies and reptile babies and fish babies and any other types of pets in your home, you may want to look for reliable resources about what's safe to use with your pets and what isn't. And maybe check a couple different resources, maybe 3, because, there's contradictions out there. And, we want our pets, we want our fur babies and such to be safe. So do your research, make sure what you're using is safe. I generally just stick with the same herbs I would use for cooking, and that hasn't gone wrong for me, at least yet. So today my plan is to do an easy breathing simmer pot. So I will be starting with water in a kettle and using some rosemary and thyme and some sage leaves. Now, the correspondence for these are also to reduce negativity and promote clarity of thinking, clarity of memory, and clarity of breathing. Now, I often toss rosemary in my coffee just because I like how it tastes, but it also produces clarity of thinking. But I also put thyme in my coffee because it reduces coughing, and I have asthma, and sometimes that helps, but not 100% of the time, but it helps. So, you can experiment with different correspondences. You can experiment with different combinations of herbs or peelings or what have you to see what produces a nice scent, a nice aroma, but also bring positivity or whatever intentions you want into your home. And it also raises the humidity, which can be helpful from a health perspective. So since I am the holistic witch and I do promote holistic health, positivity and good health go hand in hand for me. Everything's connected. So I love using simmer pots, especially in the winter when we need to bring more humidity into our space. So if that's something you'd like to experiment with, there are many recipes available online, or you can reach out to me if you have questions. Just be careful because the water can boil down pretty quickly depending what you're using. Some people prefer to use a small electric crock pot, and that's a good way to do this too. I usually just do mine on the stove, but I have to keep track of it because the water can boil down, and then, you don't potentially want to have a safety hazard from that. I've never had a simmer pot catch on fire, but I have had a couple kettles that I've had to scrub out afterwards. So there's that going on in the world. The next podcast will probably be more about Samhain, and my son and I are teaching a pendulum class on Sunday, so hopefully we'll have some cool stuff to talk about that. I'd love to get Chris to join me on a podcast. He does his own, The Potato Basement, which is a gamer podcast. I'd love to get him to join me on one of these maybe the next one will be the one. We'll put out some positivity. Maybe Chris will join me for the next one. Samhain is coming in the north. Oh, what's coming in the south, guys? I think it's Beltane. So if you're celebrating the Wheel of the Year holidays, time to start thinking about that and what you'll be doing for those. I go more the Halloween route than the Samhain route here. I'll change some stuff up on my family altar, but I don't do the dumb supper or those types of things that are traditional with Samhain, but we'll talk about that probably more next week. Like I said, there's not a lot going on, so I don't want this to drag. So later today, I'm hoping to go shopping. I've been crocheting pumpkins, ghosties, and Halloween stuff galore. And I need to get some more yarn, and I'm finding a yarn shortage online. So, that's probably what my day is looking like. Whatever you're doing, I wish you well. If you are going out to do any type of peaceful protesting, I wish you well. I wish you safety. If you're going out to support other creators, artists, and vendors in our wonderful world, I wish you safety with that too. It's awesome. Go out and support each other. Building community. Building strong communities. I'm all about it. We are very isolated where we are. We rarely run into other people. That's why I am prolific online, because it's really my only outlet to communicate and converse with community. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, if you decide to try a simmer pot, blessings on that adventure. And I wish you well, safe journeys, and I will talk to you probably in about 4 to 5 days. Blessing on your journey, and be safe out there. Bye-bye.